Hey everybody, welcome to Signals from the Frontline, every Wednesday live cast here on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, boom! Brought to you by frontlinegaming.org, where you can get your tabletop gaming goodies all the days of the week. Check us out, store.frontlinegaming.org. Thank you guys and gals for joining us. I'm Reese, your host, and with me, the one, the only, Franklin.
The world's greatest 40k player.
Are you going back to that?
Why not? I'm going to start playing again. Got my first tournament this weekend.
Just warming up your head to put the crown back on it.
That's right.
All right, so we got a great show for everybody. It's going to be a little bit of a short show because there's not a lot going on right now. But while it might be small, it's still going to be fierce.
That's right.
That's my motto.
Size does not matter.
That's my motto in life. All right, so we would tell you about what's up for pre-order this week, but it doesn't really matter. Because as most of you know, GW has implemented some absolutely brutal allocations for retailers. We're only getting, not just us, everybody is only getting like 1 or 2 of new releases. It's pretty savage. Not trying to throw GW under the bus. I'm sure they have their reasons for doing it. I think they're just not making enough product right now. But for those of us in the retail business, it's pretty savage to have not enough product to sell. It's also really frustrating for customers that are unable to get the things that they want. And I know a lot of stores are really feeling the financial pinch from just not having stuff to sell. So to all of our fellow game stores out there, hang tough. Hopefully GW gets this sorted out soon and we can get back to normal. But just to do our due diligence, what was available for about 5 seconds in our web cart this weekend was the Deathwatch and Space Wolves codexes, along with some of the really cool new Combat Patrol box sets that you get that are basically the new Start Collecting box sets. Great value for the one person that got it.
Yeah.
I mean...
You're very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, kind of rough, but...
The allocations are brutal. So hopefully, like Reese said, hopefully they're able to up their production and are able to produce more and give more to their retailers, because right now it's just kind of a joke. It's like, oh yeah, we've got 2 codexes and they're gone.
And like from a business perspective, like it doesn't really make sense. You're shipping out thousands of items and you're paying for shipping every time. You're paying for the labor to have someone in the warehouse go get it, put it in a box, ship it. So their overhead per unit has gone way up, which means the profit's gone down. So I don't know. We don't really know what's going on. I know that they're doing their best again. We're not trying to shit talk them. I'm sure this sucks for them too, because they're getting less money coming in. But it's kind of a frustrating situation all around.
Yeah. Hopefully
it gets fixed soon. And this coming weekend, we will have the Shadow and Pain box set for Age of Sigmar, featuring the I can't even remember the name. The Slanesh versus the Witch Elves.
Huh?
What? I'm like totally brain farting. The Witch Elf faction in Age of Sigmar.
Oh, I don't know.
Daughters of Cain. Thank you. Oh, also, for those of you watching live, if we're having some technical difficulties, just hang in there. Like we said, this is the Rhino's first time running the stream solo, so there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve.
And if you guys are wondering, Reese is see-through because Reese decided to wear a yellow shirt when we have a green background for a green screen.
Dude,
so it is see-through.
It's not green, bro. It's yellow.
Yeah, but yellow is close enough to green to where the camera will pick it up as green. So that's why you're see-through.
That's not my problem.
If everybody was wondering, so that's how you know. Yeah.
And yeah, just so that everybody does know, Mariana is still working for Frontline Gaming. She just doesn't work on the stream anymore. So it's been awesome. She did a wonderful job, but she's moving on to different things now in regards to her responsibilities and roles here.
Yep.
So pretty cool. This box set looks rad. Good luck getting it. Hopefully you do. But we're not getting very many of them. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So reminder, the Las Vegas Open is still a go as of now. The COVID situation all around the world is kind of heating up, so that might change. But as of now, because Nevada has been, luckily has been very mildly, relatively speaking, has been very, very mildly impacted by the Rona. So as of now, we're still good to go. It's obviously the event's going to be way smaller because a lot of people they literally can't come to America. and we have a ton of international people. And some folks just don't feel comfortable. Maybe they have someone that's vulnerable in their household. You know, and for those people, we encourage you to do what your conscience dictates and be safe. But for those of you who are willing and want to come, the event is still a go. So if you want to buy some tickets, you can. Some of the events we're going to cancel just because of some of the limitations that we have. And, you know, the attendance was down. But the main events like the 40K champs, Age of Sigmar champs, Star Wars Legion, Team Yankee, Flames War, I was just drawing blanks left and right. 30K, a lot of the main events are still a green light and are still going to be good size. They're not going to be what they were last year. I don't think anybody expects that. But it'll, in all likelihood, as long as everything stays green light, they're still going to be the biggest events of the year by a flipping mile. And then just so that everybody understands, like there's a lot of limitations and restrictions which are there for your safety. Everyone's going to have their fever taken. It's not like a thermometer or whatever. Like when you walk in, they have this little gun, temperature gun. I don't even know how to describe it.
It basically looks like a projector, and they'll hit you with it when you walk in the casino, just to make sure that you don't have a temperature. We'll also be following all the rules and regulations, so you'll have to stay 6 feet apart, no large groups. Yep. You have to wear masks, stuff like that. And then if there's anything that changes by the time LVO's around, we'll be following those rules as well. So
yeah, it's going to be ultra safe. And hilariously, like in the main hall, everyone, we did the math on it. Everyone is going to have like, it's ludicrous. It's like 60 square feet. Or no, it's not. It was like 120 square feet of space per table.
It's like more than double what you normally have.
Yeah, it's going to be comically spread out because there's a limitation on how many people can be in a room. So at any rate, fingers crossed that we can do it safely. And of course, all of your health, safety, well-being is our primary concern.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't feel comfortable, don't sweat it. We have a really robust policy in place. You can get almost all of your money back. We do keep some of it as a service fee. You can push the ticket to next year, or you can turn 100% of it into store credit. So it's very low risk.
Yeah.
If you want to get a ticket, go for it. You're going to be really safe in regards to your money. Fingers crossed, man. I hope I could use an event.
Yeah, I would love to see everybody. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not, as many people as possible.
Yeah.
It would be really fun to be able to actually have an event again. The situation, it's serious. We take it seriously, but dude, I am ready to put this in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Just like I'm sure everybody is. So fingers crossed. Right now we're good to go. Hopefully that doesn't change. So we actually had a couple of events this past weekend. Both of them were in the UK and Europe. And we wanted to take a look because it's really cool to see the diversity that we are seeing in the meta with what limited data that we have. It's really exciting to see how much of a variety there is out there.
Yeah.
So why don't we chat about the first one? It was the Kent Wargames GT.
Yeah.
And I believe, I'm 99% certain that was in the UK. In the chat, I'm sure they can let us know. But yes, chat, the mustache had gone as far as it was going to go. It was time to shave.
Play taps. Reese did that in the shower.
I still haven't had a haircut since quarantine.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's calling on that. Oh, you shaved the mustache, but you kept the mullet. All right.
Oh, dude, I have a hard mullet right now. The mullet is flowing strong.
Business in the front, party in the back.
No, I'm going to get a haircut. I don't know if I can pull it off. I was thinking about doing the Peaky Blinders.
Oh, you're going to try to go the comb over?
I don't know if my head's the right shape with the comb over. I still have hair, dude. I mean, I'm doing the Vegeta. The solar panels grow every year, but I still got the hair.
That's right.
Don't age me, man. I'm hanging on by my fingertips.
Don't age me.
I don't know if I have the right head for it, but I was like, I could try it. Why not?
Just go for a mohawk.
Dude, I had one.
Straight up mohawk.
I had one for a long time, but at 39, I'm not sure it's the right look.
I think it's a solid look.
Maybe if I was like a cage fighter or something, but yeah. So Frankie, let's take a look at these lists from the Kent Wargames GT. Yeah. And I was really stoked, man. There's some exciting variety in here.
Yeah, so the Sisters list is really cool. They have 2 different Sister detachments, and then they also have a Calidus Assassin, which is pretty cool. Seeing the Assassin in some lists.
Yeah, because now you have to give up quite a bit to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a bunch of Sisters units, and then they have some Retributors with the multi-meltas. God,
multi-meltas
are super good.
They're baller now, dude. They're so good.
Yep. And then they take some close combat units, so they have what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Scroll down. Dun dun dun. Just wait. Repentia. There you go. That's what it was. Yeah, the Repentia are super good. So you're seeing a lot of Sisters armies taking like 3 units of them.
Yeah,
go up and tear apart whatever they attack.
The other common element that you're seeing in a lot of Sisters lists, like this kind of like foot horde Sisters list, has been really common. We've been as common as anything can be right now when we're not really playing a lot of events. But I've seen a lot of people taking this infantry horde Sisters list, and I think it's really cool that you're also seeing these rhinos. I've seen a lot of lists that are throwing in transport vehicles because in this edition there's so much you can do with them. And I would imagine that the Seraph or the Repentia ride in the rhinos. Yeah. The rhinos give them protection, get them where they need to be, and then the rhinos can do all kinds of stuff, be annoying, jump on objectives, engage people in melee, all that kind of fun stuff. And the other common element I've been seeing a ton are the Zephyrim, the melee jump Sisters unit.
Yeah, everybody's saying that the Zephyrim are really good. There's some ways to manipulate their charge when they deep strike and stuff like that. So,
you know what? Actually, that's a good question, Frankie. What do you think are riding in the rhinos? Do you think it's the Retributors or the
No, it's the Repentia for sure.
Yeah, because God, that's so many multi-meltas. That is savage, dude. Because now with 2 shots.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. But
really?
they have like a 30-inch effective range because they move 6. So
yeah.
You don't have to put them inside the rhinos.
That's really, really, really strong. And I have, hilariously, I think I have 2 units of full multi-melta Devastators.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of 8th, I would put them in a drop pod, drop them down, and then shoot. And they were really good then. Now they're literally twice as good. Plus now the Devastators have an extra wound.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might have to bust that out and try it again. Well, congratulations to Luke Grant, who took first place. And second place was Baz Croucher, and he was taking White Scars.
Yep. White Scars list. He had a couple bike captains, librarian, just some generic Space Marine units, honestly. And then he had, of course, the Eradicators. I think he had a big unit of like 5 or something like that.
Of Eradicators. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing those in every list. I think you can only take 3, right? Or
I thought it was only 3, but maybe not. No, it's
you
can take up to 6. Sorry,
you can go up to 6.
And then you had the attack bike squads with multi-meltas.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of melta guns out there.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Like in a power armor meta.
Yeah.
Multi-meltas just erase them. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in half range, you're auto killing up to a 3 wound model without even having to roll any dice.
Yeah.
So I can see meltas are going to be really popular, which is great. Because you just didn't really see them very frequently.
No.
So really cool list. I like that you're seeing attack bikes. Mini Marines are making quite the comeback. Really cool list. Again, I like it a lot. What, did he have any melee elements?
Yeah, he has 2 Terminators with Lightning Claw.
Nice.
2 Terminator units.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, the Terminator assault squads are criminally cheap.
Yep.
Dude, 165 really points, 3 wounds. Savage, man. Like, super, super, super good. And now that they have 4 attacks on the charge because of Furious Assault or whatever it's called, Space Marine
Assault
cheese
attack.
Assault. So they have so many flipping attacks, and like rerolls are a dime a dozen in the Space Marine Codex. Plus, with some of the stratagems, you can make them hit on 2s and give them +1 to wound. Like I'm putting a unit of Lightning Claw Terminators in my emerging Deathwing army, and I think they're going to be great.
Oh yeah.
So cool list again. Congratulations to Baz. Darren Cooper came in 3rd, and yes, in chat, total professional. I wore the wrong color shirt. That's why I look funny. I can't blame that one on Pablo. That's all me, baby. Darren Cooper came in 3rd place, and he was playing Necrons, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I think he has 3 Ghost Arcs or 2 Ghost Arcs, which is interesting.
That is super interesting because I think Ghost Arcs suck now. But I clearly am dumb.
I'm not a fan, but yeah, he has 2 10-man Necron units and then 1 warrior unit, and then 1 18-man warrior unit.
And he's taking the Gauze Reapers. That's the new shorter range weapon, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has a Satan Shard of the Nightbringer, which is interesting.
Well,
And that Void Dragon, man.
Everyone's saying that the Nightbringer is the big D now. Like, he is a beast, apparently. That's what everyone is saying that plays Necrons.
I love the Void Dragon, though.
Oh, the model's
so
brilliant.
Cool.
But, I mean, I would imagine that they're going to update the other two eventually as well, you know?
Yeah, I would think so. But yeah, and then he has 2 small units of Wraiths, just 3-man. And then, 2 Ghost Arcs, not 3.
That's really interesting. I am curious as to how we use them, because to me, in my ignorant opinion, they just didn't look that good anymore.
They're probably great at grabbing objectives and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not a big threat.
Yeah, it's true. And they're relatively hard to kill. Their firepower is not that great.
Yeah.
Their buff is not that great anymore. In chat, relieve my ignorance. How do you think that Darren was using these to such good effect to get 3rd place? I'm genuinely curious, because I was just like putting mine back on the shelf. I was like, good night, sweet prince. It's been fun.
There you go.
And then, of course, you had a night size too, and those are great. Yeah.
Somebody says, Reese, you just talked about how good transports are, and now you're talking trash on one that has a 5++ transhuman, a bucket of guns, and returns models to units is bad.
Well, clearly,
check yourself. That's
clearly,
what he said.
I'm dumb.
He said, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Just assume I don't know anything.
He's missing half his body right now, guys. All right?
The first step,
hard to think.
The first step on the journey to wisdom is recognizing your own ignorance, Frankie. So I'm about to get very wise.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, for 145 points, they're quite resilient. They still do bring guys back. They're not horrible. It's just, I don't know. I'd rather take more firepower in the Necron list, I think. But
that was my thought too, is because I ran a really similar list with a lot of warriors and ghost arcs to keep them alive. Hey, maybe my list is not headed to the shelf.
Yeah.
Maybe it still works. I have almost all these models that was it? I'm sorry, Darren. What Darren was using, and it's also really cool. He's using Triarch Praetorians because I have a big unit of them and I love them, but I wasn't seeing the combos. I'm also really rusty because no one's been playing much lately, including us. But congratulations to him. It's very exciting and encouraging to see the new codex already doing well.
Yep.
That's great. In 4th place, we had Kevin Stone, which is a freaking awesome name.
Dang right.
You get a name as kid like Slade or something.
Slate.
Yeah, Slade Stone. That would be instant baller status. You heard it. You got it here, Kevin.
Yeah.
Give me credit when you name him and he turns into a badass. So this was the most interesting list to me by a mile. I never thought we'd be saying this. Pure Knights, 4th place.
Boom.
Kevin Stone, teach us the ways, because you're clearly a badass. Just like your future son, Slade Stone. So how in the heck did he make this work?
I mean, he's got 3 armigers, which are really good with gravitation pulsars.
The Morax are the ones you use, correct?
Like but he's using different weapons.
Got it. So, Frankie, do you know what the change was for these?
I don't off the top of my head.
Chat, let us know, what do the graviton pulsars do now in 9th edition so that we can let everybody know listening. Because previously it was lightning locks was the hotness, and now it sounds like the graviton pulsars are something to take a closer look at. But yeah, let us know in the chat, because I'm sure some of you bright individuals can educate us. But then he also had a Knight Crusader and a Knight Gallant.
Yep. The Gallants are still super good. Crusaders, awesome. I think the Armigers are the key, though, because he takes a lot more.
So then he also has, what?
4 Warglaves.
What a cool list.
Yeah. It's really cool. I love the little knights running around. That's awesome.
Yeah, like last edition you couldn't really make that list work very well. Comically, there was a guy that was playing all Warglaves. And he did okay, but it was just fun, right? And yes, in chat, I am wearing a camo cloak. That's it.
That's what it was.
That's it. I'm wearing a camo cloak. I'm like the Predator, bro. You just can't see me. I'm like John Cena.
John Cena.
I'm just as buff, famous, and handsome. John Cena. What a cool list, though. I think it's great that we're seeing the variety, because I thought Knights were just going to have a really rough go of it in this edition.
Especially with the change to melt against.
Yeah, with melt-a-guns and just, you know, how it's a challenge to get the objectives and every other thing. So, really cool.
I think that's why the Armingers are really good, because they can run up onto the objectives, and then your big knights can go do some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, congratulations. Very cool list. And I really love seeing that variety. So let's take a look at another, or the only other event that went on was the Vosterus Autumn Bash.
Ooh.
And sounds like a really fun event. But let's take a look. First place was Jonathan Slay Johnson, and he was playing Raven Guard.
Raven Guard, another Space Marine list. It's got that captain.
Was there anything, you know, particularly that jumped out at you about this one?
Not really. I mean, he has the Chapter Master with a Thunder Hammer and a Jump Pack. Smash Captains are back, baby!
Frankie is unimpressed.
Yeah. It's like most Space Marine lists. It's a ton of infantry. You've got your incursors. A lot of people are starting to use the Assault Intercessors, and then Blade Guard. Blade Guard are like in every single list.
Except for that White Scars list.
No, they had a unit of Blade Guard.
In my face.
Nice try, though. And then he's taking the Vanguard Veterans, which is an amazing unit.
Yeah, they're ridiculously good.
All with Power Fist, though,
yeah, that's
which is
crazy.
interesting.
I would just run them with Chain Swords.
Yeah.
Like Chain Sword Storm Shield all day, baby. That is just such a good combo.
Yeah. But still, I mean, he did really well. He won the event, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to give anybody advice.
Yep. And then, of course, he has a unit of Eradicators, because don't leave home without them. They're so good.
Yeah, this is, actually, I really like this list. It's not breaking the mold in any way, but it's just it's cool. It covers all the bases. Got the Assault Intercessors and Cursors, some Eradicators, some mobility. I think it's a really cool list, actually. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're not seeing aggressors and stuff, which I like that change. So.
Yeah, the aggressors were annoying. I think they got over-nerfed, but
I agree.
They got over-nerfed, but God, they were really obnoxious.
Yep. Like
the damage output was totally out of proportion with their points cost. It was just out of proportion with
everything.
The game. All right, let's take a look at second place, who was Rickard Nilsson, and he was playing. I think he was playing Knights and Admech, or was it just Admech?
Nah, just Admech.
So what was going on with this list, buddy?
He's got a Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus. The hard part is Mechanicus's names are like also like wordy. I don't know. I don't even know what they do. I'm like, what is that word? Come on.
Got some fixer dudes.
He's got the 3 units of Vanguard. And then he's got 3 units of Electro Priests.
Electro Priests are really good.
Yeah. So he's a 10-man, a 9-man, and a 7-man. And I believe they all go into transports, flap the table, do some damage. Then he has a big unit of Iron Strider Ballistarius with autocannons.
So the shooty chicken walkers.
Yep. Nice.
That's a change from last edition when it was all melee.
Yeah, I like it. I believe they're -1 to hit. Correct me in chat if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's a pretty good little unit, and then you run them up onto an objective, or you stay back on an objective in your deployment zone and just put a bunch of autocannon shots down the table. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So then the Forge World in chat, it's a mixed. He has Styges, Graia, Mars. It looks like he's running a soup, probably just to take advantage of all the different stratagems.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is another common one I'm seeing a lot in AdMech lists now is the Cerberus Raiders.
Yep.
So, and he had 2 units of those. So you're seeing those a lot, which is cool. It's good to see the new units doing well.
Yeah, I like it. It's a really cool list. And he also has a Termite Drill. Boom.
Termite Drill, and then 2 Doom Riders, Scorpius Doom Riders. So yeah, like AdMech have been doing really well since they got their new models. And we're seeing a lot of commonalities.
Okay.
There's a lot of transport vehicles. They're all pretty much going mechanized.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. It's fun. Actually, one of the only games I lost at the LGT last year was to mechanized AdMech. Dealing with that many vehicles is really challenging.
Yeah.
Very good. Very, very cool looking army too. So
yep.
In the chat, Neil Kerr was saying that if you want to hear an in-depth interview about how this list works, you can listen to the Art of War Down Under podcast, which is on the Frontline Gaming Podcast Network. Oh. And you can do a deep dive into that if you're curious to learn more about it. Third place was Sebastian Larson. This was another list that just jumped out at me as being super interesting. And I've actually seen a lot of this. So he's playing Chaos Demons, and he has a lot of, it's like a monster mash list with a lot of big models. Yeah. So last edition, just ask RVD One of a Kind, who never failed to mention how bad Greater Demons were. I've seen a lot of lists that are using a lot of them. And I guess the key change has been, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that now that they can hide behind terrain.
Yep.
Because they, except for the poor Great Unclean one, they are under the wound threshold, so they can actually hide now. Now, all of a sudden, now it seems to be the silver bullet that has allowed them to be taken with confidence, and they're doing well. I've seen a number of tournaments where there's been a lot of Greater Demons, and they've got on the podium.
Yeah, and I think the Invo save really helps out. And like, there's a lot of infantry, so they're really good at killing infantry. So I like that, and it's cool to see somebody take 3 Keeper of Secrets.
I mean, when was the last
Slaanesh
time?
models are amazing.
When was the last time we saw that? When was the last time we were talking about a list that had 4 Greater Demons, or 5 actually Greater Demons?
Yeah.
Because Shalaxi Hellbane is another one, right? I am correct in that, right?
Huh?
Shalaxi Hellbane is the named Keeper of Secrets? Or am I being a retard?
I'm actually not sure. When I read it, I was like, I don't remember who that was.
I think it is, but correct us in the chat if we're wrong. Clearly very rusty, but
it's an interesting list. He has 3 units of Demonettes. He's got the 4 Greater Demons, 3 units of Nurglings, and 2 units of Screamers.
I would imagine that the Screamers are there to go around grabbing objectives.
I guess, yeah. I guess that makes sense. And then 2 Exalted Flamers, which I always liked the Exalted Flamer. I thought it was really good, but yeah, there you go. Keeper of Secrets named. That's what it is. So he has
Excellent.
4 Keeper of Secrets, basically.
And I guess there was another, the Invasion GT in Norway about a month ago had 4 Keeper of Secrets also.
I like it.
I think it's great. That's awesome. I can't wait for someone to make it work with like Bloodthirsters, you know.
Yeah.
So very cool. Congratulations. And then 4th place, we had Tim Norden, who was playing Harlequins. No surprise, we've been seeing Harlequins just kicking ass in 9th edition.
Yep. So he's got 3 units of the Star Weavers. He's got, I think, 5 troops. One of them's like a big unit, and then he puts 2 of them into the transports, the Sky Weavers, and those units have fusion pistols. The rest of the Harlequins all have caresses and shuriken pistols, and the caresses AP -2 or 1 damage, +2 strength. So interesting list.
And then 3 big units of Sky Weavers.
Yeah. Or sorry, Sky Weavers, not Star Weavers. Star Weavers are the transports. I was getting mixed up. And then he has the Solitaire, of course. Big badass. I love the Solitaire, especially when you give him the weapon. When he's fighting infantry, he goes to 3 damage.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, the Harlequins, from what we've been seeing, have been really, really good at winning missions, and they're really good at killing Space Marines, which is has been the meta for 2 years now, roughly. Although I guess we'll count 2020 as like a quarter of a year. But I think they have all the tools that they need. A really good example of this, I was just watching the Tabletop Titans crew just did a battle report with Space Wolves, the new Space Wolves with the new codex against Harlequins, and the Harlequins took them behind the woodshed and gave them quite the whipping. So I think they're going to be one of the top armies in the meta for a while until something changes. And like we always say, like, Horde army is the only thing they really struggle with, and you don't really see them. Like Orcs is the only Horde army I've seen at all in 9th edition. So
yeah,
curious.
And the Skyweavers give you enough options versus a small Horde that you'll do okay. They have so many shots, and then also with the mask that they took, they get +1 attack when they charge. So
yeah, and the amount of shots they have, like, it's not ideal. It's not like a counter to Orcs or anything, but it helps. It helps quite a bit. I played against a Harlequin player with the same 15, the max number of Skyweavers at a team tournament, and it wasn't, I had a true Orc Horde. It wasn't enough, but it definitely was able to chew through like 2, I think, units of boys.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't enough. I overwhelmed him after that. It does help, though.
Yep.
It helps mitigate it. So congratulations to everybody. Awesome that people were actually able to play. Hopefully we can keep having tournaments safely so that we have more content to take a look at and kind of like test and see how these new codexes are doing. Because otherwise, yeah, it's just all theory craft, which is well and good, and it's the best that we can do. But we're hoping that we can get more events.
Yeah,
hoping we get more events. All right, let's take a look at the ITC standings. Of course, if you like the ITC, you like what it's about, you want to continue to see it grow, consider supporting it financially via our Patreon. You can do so for as little as $1 a month, and it is greatly appreciated. All the money goes back into the infrastructure of the ITC. Current Top 5, Dan Sammons continues to lead the pack, followed by Ken Knox. Colin McDade is in 3rd. Vic VJ moves into 4th. And Ricard Nilsson moves into 5th place. Well done.
All right.
40K Hobby Track, James Weston is in 1st place. Marshall Peterson is in 2nd. John Smith in 3rd. Scott Boucher in 4th. And Richard Kilton in 5th. Age of Sigmar, top 5. Matt Beasley is currently in 1st place. William Sohaley is in 2nd. Jordan Duncan in 3rd. Michael Vaganos is in 4th. Jarrett Zizweta is in 5th. And that's it. Almost went all the way down. Age of Sigmar Hobby Track, Russell Tanner is in 1st. Adam Kamenish is in 2nd. Tied with Will Reeves, also in 2nd place. Matt Abbott in 4th. Dan Sanchez in 5th. Warhammer Underworlds, Ivan Cho remains in 1st place. Glenn Dean in 2nd. Jonathan Colson in 3rd. Cody Handler in 4th. Michael Melody stays in 5th. Kill Team, Rudy Pertu Tatanin is in 1st. John Sow in 2nd. Lucas Carone in 3rd. Angel Alvarez Serrano in 4th. Carlos Paz in 5th. All right. Tactics Corner, figured I'd talk a little bit about my my burgeoning Deathwing army. Also, I feel stupid saying this, but if anybody out there has any Deathwing, any boxes of Deathwing models that they're willing to part with, please let me know, because I cannot find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Literally, I cannot find them anywhere. Games Workshop's been sold out for ages. If anybody has any they want to trade or sell, let me know, because I've got a lot of momentum going right now, and I have 10 models.
You're almost there. You can almost play in a tournament.
I feel stupid saying this considering we own a game store, but this is where we're at. So yeah, if anybody has any they would be willing to part with, even the old the ones from the old box set Dark Vengeance.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to take those if anybody was willing to part with them. I decided to go with the Guardians of the Covenant paint scheme. So I was looking into all the Dark Angel successor chapters. For whatever reason, I really wanted to go silver. I wanted to paint a silver army. I don't know why, just with the way I felt.
Yeah.
The mood took me. So I'm spraying them silver. I'm painting them with the black, contrast paints called Black Templar. And the contrast paints are really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, they're super cool. I really like them. Just going to wash them and then go back and then layer it up from there. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's a silver, black, and red paint scheme. It's really striking. So I think it'll look super cool when I'm done. I'm working on them every night, so I should have... I painted a test model up, and it looked really cool. I was super pleased with the way it came out. So excited for that. And then in terms of army composition, I'm going all Terminators with 1 unit of Outriders, just to use the strat that you can deep strike within 6, because it's so good. You could take a unit, drop it within 6, and then hit them with a reroll aura on the champion, the chapter champion. When you upgrade him, he turns into an absolute beast. Like, when you fully upgrade him, he has 6 attacks base, strength 8, I think it's like AP 3 or 4 or 2 damage. And then if he's in a unit of 10 or more models, he gets an extra 3 attacks.
It's pretty good.
10 attacks on the charge.
Pretty good.
Hits on 2s, and then he has a reroll charge aura too, which is super duper, super useful, especially when you're dropping out a deep strike.
Yeah.
And then of course one of the, I actually got one of the special chaplains, Tarantus, that came out. One of the litanies is +2 charge, right? So if you have a big unit of Terminators, you need to get in there and get busy in melee. You can reliably do it. Trying to do a mix of shooting and melee. It is mostly a melee army. And then I need someone to talk me down, because I know it's stupid, but I really, really want to put in a Redemptor Dreadnought, just because the model is so cool. And now with the -1 damage and everything, they're significantly better than they were. The only problem is if you have all Terminators and 1 Redemptor Dreadnought, every anti-tank gun on the board is going to be like, boop, 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 pew, pew, pew.
I think you should take the Redemptor. Because then every time we play, I can just blow it up on turn 1.
I know. Make my opponent feel good.
Be great.
Because then no one wants to shoot anti-tank weapons at the Deathwing, because you only wound them on a 4, and then they have feel no pain, and they're really, really resilient. And you have the Apothecary in there bringing people back to life. So I know it's stupid, but I'm feeling like I might do it anyway. Plus, I can actually get a Redemptor Dreadnought, and I can't get Terminators.
Yeah.
So we joined the Vegas 40K League here, which we're really excited about because it's just been really difficult to play lately, just because of everything that's going on in the world. So it's going to be good to knock the dust off and get in there, play. I don't think that the Deathwing are going to be a top tier army. I think they're going to be a mid tier army. Just they're going to be hard as nails. They're going to hit hard and be tough. But I think it's going to be a struggle to win the missions.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be really fun to play, and I won't have to think too hard because everything's hard to kill and basically does the same thing. There's not that many stratagems I have to think about.
No, it's pretty easy, straightforward.
It's really straightforward, which is great.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it does. The army's really slow, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be great.
And I'm having a lot of fun modeling it. That's really the best part for me right now. Frankie, what are you going to be playing in the 40K Vegas, the Vegas 40K League?
Oh, I'm still playing my Harlequins.
So are you going to make any changes to your list, or do you want to just kind of run down what you're playing?
Yeah, no, I'm playing the same thing. So I have 6 troops. All of them have fusion guns and kisses, so they're AP -1 D3 damage in close combat. I've got 6 Star Weavers, which are the vehicles, and then I've got a big unit of Sky Weavers, a 6-man unit. That's my anti-tank unit. Also use them to go grab objectives and stuff. And then I have 2 Troop Masters, a Shadow Seer, a Solitaire, and Death Jester. So it's a super solid list. All the HQs go into the transports with, or all the characters go in the transports with the troops, fly around the table. I also take the mask to where I can advance and still shoot all my meltaguns that are in the vehicle because they turn into assault weapons. And with all the new stratagems that Harlequins have, the army's been doing really well.
Yeah.
Especially against Marines. So.
Oh yeah, I think you're clean. I don't think you're gonna have any trouble with Marines outside of maybe some some weird builds.
Yeah.
But like the list that we're seeing with lots of infantry and like a smattering of vehicles, I think you're gonna walk right through those armies with, frankly, with ease.
Yeah, the Harlequins are really good. They have the 4-up invo save, and especially now that a lot of Marine players aren't taking aggressors, the aggressors would do so much damage to the Harlequins. But now without those units, I'm not too worried about Marine players. So.
Yeah, and with the changes to Overwatch too, that was always something that was really hard for Harlequins, because even losing 1 or 2 troop members in Overwatch was really damaging.
Oh yeah, each one of my troop members is 25 points. So
yeah,
I don't want to lose one of those.
How would you feel playing an army like mine with all these bizarre defenses that the Deathwing have?
The 4-up to wound would be really hard to get through, and then also on top of that, they each have 3 wounds. So that wouldn't be an ideal matchup for my army. The meltaguns are still pretty good against them.
Yeah, close range, you still kill a Terminator.
And then
you don't have the +2 damage. That's right.
Yeah, no. And in close combat, I'd do okay. I'd have to burn a stratagem to do damage to them. I don't know. I wouldn't feel confident against all Terminator army, especially since my AP on my troops is only AP 1. So you go up to a 3-up save. So you're like, I don't care.
Then, and the ones with Storm Shields would still have a 2-up save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'd be a great matchup for the Harlequins, but I'd probably do okay.
You'd probably still spank my bottom just on the mission. Because you're so much faster.
Yeah, so I can redeploy a lot faster than you can, which would help out. But the 4-up to wound, I think, would be the bane of my army. That'd be really hard.
I think I would outkill you, and then you would outscore me, which is what ultimately matters.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're in the same pod in the league, so we'll find out.
Oh yeah.
We'll find out. I'm gonna bet you're gonna win, but
we'll see.
I'm gonna have fun squishing some clowns, and either way, it's gonna be fun regardless. So, really excited to get back in the ring and play some competitive 40K, because 2020 has sucked.
Yeah, it's been brutal for 40K.
For everything, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. But it is what it is. So let's take a look at some commissions that we recently completed from the FLG Paint Studio. Of course, if you're looking to get some models painted, we are always taking new commissions. If you are a commissioned painter, part-time, full-time, we are always hiring new artists as well. We have plenty of business. So check us out. This first one is the new, I'm brain farting again. What is wrong with me? This is Caesaris, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Drink some more coffee.
Cool model.
It's one of the the model is spectacular.
Yeah.
Really. And then, of course, the paint job's absolutely gorgeous. Really, it just hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
The client was extremely happy. Then we also have the new, or semi-new, characters that came out, the new Inquisitor,
Sister of Battle, and
Blood Fuse, or whatever. I can't remember anything today. I'm getting old, man. Might have
You're falling apart,
I
buddy.
might have Alzheimer's. I don't know
Did you
what's
sleep
going on.
last night?
I think when I shaved my mustache, it just drained
That was
me.
it. That was your power.
It took so much strength. Yeah, it was like Samson.
That was the power. It's all gone.
Yeah, I'm just a pathetic guy now. I looked like Hercule before. But especially when I don't comb my hair, it's like all froey.
Yeah.
I seriously looked like Hercule, just not as buff. A skinny Hercule. And then, of course, we have some Custodes grav tanks.
Yeah.
And or Custodes grav tanks. They look spectacular.
They look cool.
Yeah, great fading on the paint, some weathering, brilliant. So if you want to get some models painted, please send the business our way. We are happy to have it. All right, chat, let's answer some questions. And again, sorry it's a little bit of a shorter show, but
It is what it is.
it be what it be. Not as much to talk about right now, but that's okay.
True.
Because next week is a new week.
Everybody's asking why is the stash gone?
You know what? The stash was fun and funny. It was cool during quarantine, but it wasn't actually that cool. It was just fun. It was just something fun and funny. Like, this is the longest my hair has ever been.
Yeah. You should just keep going. Just keep growing it out. Put it in a ponytail.
It was like when Frankie tried to do the Ragnar.
Yeah.
Like from Vikings. He tried to do the Ragnar, and it was a bold attempt. Didn't stick the landing.
No, it gets to a stage where, yeah, it gets really weird. And I was like, I don't think I can last through this. So I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my hair cut this week too. It's been way too long since I got a haircut.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy I can still grow hair.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
It's a plus.
Yeah, indeed. Any questions in the chat? Anything fun? Anyone want to share a fun story? Oh, by the way, anybody that is on a fitness journey,
Ooh.
like I've been on, trying to, I turned into a big tub during COVID. I'm already down 13 pounds in 3 weeks.
Boom.
Pretty proud of that. There's an awesome group called, it's either Fit 40K or 40K Fit.
I think it's 40K Fit.
Yeah. It's a super awesome group on Facebook. Ultra positive. Everybody in there is, except for a couple of people, we're all pretty not fit. But everyone's super positive and has been helping each other, setting goals and keeping each other encouraged. I super recommend it for anybody that's looking for some encouragement, some knowledge. There's some really knowledgeable people in there, like Stephen Box, who's extremely fit. He's in there. He's sharing some of his knowledge. I got to give him credit. The Salty Banana, he's in there, and he's hilarious. And also, he's gotten super duper strong. He's into powerlifting right now.
Yeah.
So there's some really knowledgeable people in there. Horton Doughton, Adam Abramowitz. They're really fit people that are sharing their knowledge. So if you're like me and you turn into a real fat boy during COVID and you're trying to reverse that, I recommend joining that group.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a lot of positive people in there. So
yeah. So 13 pounds down, baby.
Boom. 50 to go. No, I'm just kidding.
I still got a long way to go, but we're getting there. Ben Schmoller asks, what do we think an ideal 40K table would be for terrain in 9th edition? I think everybody's kind of aware of it right now. Like, the key is lots of terrain. It's critical. Like, we're seeing tournaments where people are using a lot of terrain. You're getting really diverse lists. People are having more fun, and the first turn advantage isn't so notable.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because there's enough data coming out now that it looks like there really is a meaningful argument, a persuasive argument to be made that first turn is too strong. However, everyone is also tempering that by saying with adequate terrain, it's mitigated. And still, some of the best players I know, some of the most skilled play testers that I know, are still saying that very frequently they prefer to go second.
Yeah.
So I think when your skill level is that high, with like some like Brian Poland and stuff who are just exceptional players, they see things differently, right? And so I don't know if that really is representative of the overall community.
Yeah.
Because right now the data is definitely indicating that going first has a significant advantage. And that's, you don't want that if at all possible.
No, of course.
So, I mean, to be more specific, and then Frankie, I'd love to hear your opinion. I know that my friends that have been playing more than we have lately have been saying that you want at least 2 big line of sight blockers and then 4 other significant line of sight blockers on the table. So it's a lot of terrain.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, the perfect sets are the ITC terrain series.
I think they're great.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I would agree. I think 2 big line of sight blocking plus significant line of sight blocking in deployment zones would help out a lot. So.
Yeah. Colin David Mack has been doing an hour on the bike a day. Good for you. That's really good. Mark C, you could use the Space Marine Heroes Series 2 models for all your Terminator army.
There you go.
You know what? That, if it comes to it, we'll see. We will see if that is... I like to have the Deathwing iconography on them, though. Like, it just looks better. But, if it comes to it, we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to proxy some of my other Terminators, and I don't have a choice for the League.
Until you get them all.
Yep. Got to catch them all. If people put 8th edition terrain on the table, you will probably lose going second, says McBray. McBrea. Yeah, I think if you kind of abstract it a little bit, it helps,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a challenge, right? Like, I think you just got to use some house rules.
Yep.
If your terrain isn't adequate, just throw some keywords on there to make them block more line of sight. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So... let's see if we have any other good questions before we wrap it up. Chat just went haywire. Can't really read anything. Lou Rollins says he just renewed his gym membership. Good for you, buddy.
You get it.
You know what? It's that first week is the hardest. Second week starts to become habit. Third week when you start getting some results, it just really gets you going. Like, I have so much energy right now. It's crazy. I feel better than I felt in a long time. So get out there and get it, Lou.
Yep.
Let me see. Trill Clinton says or asks, are the units such as Contemptors, Forge World Dreads, and Terax Drill meant to be excluded for Death Guard and Thousand Suns in the new Forge World update? Or is that simply an FAQ issue? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer to that. I apologize. I genuinely don't know. Frankie and I actually weren't, just a full disclosure, we're not super in the loop on that project.
Yep.
So our knowledge on it is not where it would normally be. So unfortunately, we can't answer the questions as well as we would like. Sorry about that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed episode 709 of Signals from the Frontline. Again, a little bit shorter, but it was kind of a quiet week in the hobby. Hope everybody had a great week. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck getting the new releases because it's not a lot of them.
We can't get them.
Thankfully, though, we still carry a very wide selection of Games Workshop product. So if you want to go pick up some stuff, you can. Yep. If you want to get a mat, you can still get the Urban Chaos mats at a discount. And that's cool.
Yeah. Get them. Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot. Hot take from Francois. Everybody have a great week, and we will talk to you all next Wednesday.